Buyer beware. You need to be researching who you are working with. This applies to both real estate agents and lenders. So let's talk about what I saw this week, okay? I had someone reach out to me and they're like, hey, my real estate agent's suggesting that I use this lender. You know, they really say they're an expert in VA. So I went to NMLS. So NMLS is where you can look up someone's license. You can also look up what states they're licensed in. And you guys should always go to NMLS with your lender's name and information, okay? In this case, I pulled up his information and he actually didn't have an active license, okay? And he wasn't at a bank, so it was quite confusing, right? Then we tried to find production, there wasn't any. So it's like, whoa, is this even a lender? I mean, they're not approved to do loans in the state, so no, okay? And you're like, oh God, my real estate agent said he's great. Like, guys, we go on NMLS all the time. Like, I'm in this new era where I'm just like, I think that as consumers, you should have transparency, and there's none. And in fairness, there's some, right? Like, because NMLS would be some transparency, but you guys don't know about it. Like, who knew about it? Like, if you didn't know about it, drop in the comments for the algorithm so more people see this video. No, I didn't know about it. I didn't know, right? Drop it in. Because the other thing we'll see is we'll see people say, oh, well, this guy said he's been a lender for 30 years. And I'll go on NMLS and I'll pull their information. And in NMLS, it shows you three key things. Number one, their job history. So if they've been a lender for 30 years, it is going to show there. A lot of times what I'm looking at does not match what they said. Most of the time it doesn't. I'm actually surprised now when I pull something and it matches. I'm like, oh my God, there's hope in the world, right? And it's because like real estate and being a loan officer, some people look at it as a real thing, and some people look at it as a sales job. And if it's a sales job, they're just telling you what they think you need to hear in order to get you to move along. So I would say before you fill out an application, get the loan originator's NMLS number, okay? And I'll have a link how to look it up. And my NMLS number, guys, it's on everything. If you look at my YouTube description, it's in there. It's in my banner. If you go to my email, if I ever send you an email, it has my NMLS number. If you go to my Instagram has my NMLS number. You're supposed to, as a lender, have it so that everybody can see it. You know, I had one recently where a gentleman was telling me about how, you know, the gal he was working with, we were talking about how the loan was structured, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. I'm like, what's her NMLS? Guys, she wasn't even a lender. She was the lender's assistant, because I pulled the number, right? It wasn't her. It was a dude, right? So it's like, you need to make sure that who you're talking with is who they say they are. Okay, we have all your confidential information. You're giving us your credits, you're giving us your social security, your date of birth, your pay stubs, your W-2s. Spend 5 minutes and make sure the person is real. Okay, like step one, I don't care who recommended them to you. Like, you're not doing anything bad. NMLS doesn't charge you. It's a free database that the government has so that you guys don't get conned. So you're gonna go to NMLS. Okay, let's talk about the real estate front. Now, and look, on the lender, before we go to real estate, I'm gonna add a couple things. Go on LinkedIn, right? You know, do some research, see if they have reviews, because whenever I'm picking up a deal that's a nightmare, or I'm looking at a loan estimate when someone's getting ripped off, a lot of times if they had done these steps, it wouldn't have occurred. No, because you could have spotted, because either they had no reviews, red flag, or, you know, they're not actually licensed in the state, or they're not really the loan officer. You know, this could have been identified up front. You know, the one that I always think of as well is, you know, we had a VA client, he's going through hell and with this other lender. And I'm like, gosh, this sounds so terrible. Let me look this guy up. I'm like, how did he describe himself? He's like, oh, he said he was a VA expert. The guy had only closed 2 loans ever, and they weren't even VA. Like, of course this guy was going through hell. Of course he was. He had someone that didn't know how to do loans trying to do a VA loan. Misery, of course, right? Okay, LinkedIn can tell you a lot of stuff as well. You know, I always think it's funny. It's like, if someone's at X, like if I ever left Guaranteed Rate, my LinkedIn would be updated within minutes. My licensing would be updated within minutes. If you're talking to someone and they're at XYZ Corporation and their LinkedIn is still at somewhere else, you just have to go like, dude, either you lack attention to detail or something's not right here. Like what? And someone may go, oh, well, LinkedIn's not important. Guys, it is important. I'm gonna tell you why. Like, is it important because I wanna hang out on it? No, but it's my job to make sure you guys know who and what you're dealing with, okay? That is why my LinkedIn's updated, right? So check out that stuff. Reviews are critical. If they don't have any reviews, they're a ghost. I'm sorry, I do not know any good lenders that don't have reviews. They all do. They all have reviews, okay? So that's lenders, NMLS, I'll have a link. Real estate agents. Okay, so in many states, you can look up their licensing, and I definitely recommend it. We had a gal call recently, and she was in a terrible situation, like really bad. And I'm like, and she's telling me what the real estate agent had been doing, and I was like, this does not feel like a seasoned agent. And she's like, oh, but she says she's been doing it for 20 years. So I went to LinkedIn, and you know, I always go to LinkedIn first. And I'm like, she's been a realtor for 5 months. She got her license 5 months ago. 5 months. She'd been in property management. So she'd been in some form of real estate, but she hadn't been a realtor negotiating contracts, right? And that was evident by what this gal was going through. You know, had she gone to LinkedIn, you know, had she gone to the licensing website, she may have been able to realize, oh, whoa, wait, okay? And look, I'm not knocking new real estate agents, but you know, what I'll see sometimes is like in this case, there were no contingencies. There was no game plan. They lost their earnest money. Like I found out about it the day of closing, nothing I could do, and avoidable again, right? Because, you know, when you hear that someone's been in the industry for 20 years and they're writing up the contract, you have more trust than if someone said, oh yeah, I started this year. If someone says they started this year, you're generally gonna pay attention more because you're gonna be like, oh, I better make sure, you know, they're doing this, this, and this. And new agents can be great, okay? In this case, she wasn't, and she used her prior experience in a different part of real estate to try to vouch for her experience, okay? So look, here's the thing. It's really simple, right? And both websites, NMLS as well as most state websites, if you're looking up licensing, they'll have if there's been regulatory action against the person. And a lot of times people do shady stuff and nothing ever happens, so don't think that's bulletproof, but sometimes you'll actually see the regulatory stuff and you'll be like, oh my God, no, right? So before you fill out an application with the lender, you're gonna go to NMLS Consumer Access. You're gonna verify they are who they are. They're licensed in your state. There's no regulatory action, and that what they told you about their experience is true. Same thing with the real estate agent. Check the state licensing, check LinkedIn. On both of them, look for reviews. I am telling you guys, great people, right? Talented individuals have reviews. And it's because when you help someone hit their goals or when you do a good job, people are awesome. They want to tell other people. So it's really unusual not to have any. So that would be my suggestion. And I didn't want to go on forever, but it did occur to me that you guys don't know about NMLS Consumer Access or that you can look up a real estate agent's license. And I'm going to tell you, you 100% should look up both. Look me up, okay? I'm fine with it. Look me up, go to LinkedIn, you deep dive, go deep. Do that with everyone, okay? Because, you know, when I see multiple things in 1 week that just don't add up, it makes me go, we got to talk about this. So I hope this video was helpful. Have fun deep diving, guys. Go deep on everyone. Do a little detective work because trust me, your wallet will thank you later as well as your peace of mind. Thanks for watching.